Hello, viewers, and welcome to Gunpla Geek. This is my first ever Gunpla Model Kit review. I've always wanted to take a crack at doing model review series after seeing the likes of Kakarot 197 and Mk-II, though I wanted to at least do something unique with it. I plan to have each review have some sort of theme, if you will. Something like this. For this video, with it being my first model kit review, I asked the question, what makes for a good starter kit? Technically, you could start a model kit building hobby using any kit you want, though not all kits, especially in Gunpla, can be considered beginner friendly. So I've decided a kit should have 5 criteria to make it good, whether for beginners or veteran builders. The criteria being build, looks, accessories, articulation, and price. So let's take a look at the high grade 1141 scale Gundam Mk-II. Let's start with the build. For this kit, I went for a simple straight build assembly, double snipping the parts off the runner with 2 different spruce cutters. All the parts were well labeled and the color separation is fantastic. With a total runner count of 7 plastic runners, a single set of polycaps, and a single clear green runner for the eyes, with the sticker sheet being super tiny and meant only for the sensors and eyes. Lots of sandwiching of parts together with only a few tiny parts to worry about, mostly that of the head gem on the forehead and some of the polycaps. This makes this kit, in my humble opinion, one of the best starter kits to build with plenty of room for veterans to also enjoy as well. Now on to the looks of the kit, and what can be said about this thing that hasn't been said already. The Mk-II is an awesome design and simply iconic. Much like its predecessor, the RX-78-2, the Mk-II goes for that samurai mecha aesthetic, with the Kabuto-style helmet and skirting armor. Some might not like the blocky retro look that it's got going on, and others might. I'm in that camp. For me personally, I really do enjoy the Mk-II's design, especially with this kit, with all the right colors and an incredible amount of panel lining potential. You might not be able to see it on camera, but there's a bunch of panel lines and details on this kit just begging to be filled in with panel liner. Of course, it's still not perfect, seeing as stickers are needed for the sensors, and I do believe the cables are supposed to be red instead of modeled in gray behind the calves, and the legs too. Let me know down in the comments if you prefer it this way or you want more color accuracy with your kit. Accessories include a clay bazooka, shield with 2 adapters, beam rifle, Vulcan pod, and 2 beam sabers on the backpack. The beam sabers are stored on the backpack and can be removed for use, along with a pair of beam saber effect parts that come in the box. The beam rifle can then be used in either hand by taking off the back of the hand and sandwiching the grip of the rifle into said hand. It's mostly known as the sandwiching method. The beam rifle can then be stored on the side skirt, though on my copy it didn't really seem to enjoy that idea, at all. The clay bazooka can be used in the same way as the rifle can, and has a movable handle to help with better posing. The bazooka can also be stored on the back skirt for later use, and you'll be seeing that during the whole 360 rotation with all the weapons on. There is also the shield, with plenty of color separation thanks to the plentiful number of runners in the kit. The shield can then be used on either arm with the 3mm holes, and has 2 different shield adapters so you can position it in any way that you're looking for. Lastly, there's the Vulcan pod. Since the Mk-II doesn't have Vulcans built into the head like its predecessor, a separate Vulcan gun had to be built and mounted on the head on the mobile suit like a pair of futuristic earmuffs, or the most epic way to listen to dubstep. Sorry, I was having a little too much fun there. Almost did forget to mention, there is an added feature to this kit, as it comes with 3mm holes on its back, making it compatible with other 3mm peg adapter backpacks, such as the Yakushiki. Though the backpack itself strangely comes with a hooking method instead of the 3mm pegs, which means you can't really put the Mark II's backpack on any other kit unless it has that same hook and loop system. And I really don't understand why they did this. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. I guess they wanted to be flush with the backpack, but who could say?
For articulation, we'll start from the head down. With the head, we can move all the way up, all the way down. Oh, no, okay, we're not that far down. So one issue with this thing, because the ball socket on this thing is not a polycap, it is actually a separate plastic piece off of the runner. So the polycap is free to use. Extra parts, I guess. So it can look all the way up like that, thanks to the polycap inside, as long as you are careful with the head, which I am not. And then move all the way down like that, and can move side to side like so, and technically can go all the way around if you wanted it to. Arms can then move up like so, raising all the way up. Nice posture there for some good old overhead articulation. Whenever you want to hit somebody downwards, I guess. Who's to say? Move it back down. Separate polycap joint in there, by the way, for moving flap up. The arm socket can then twist here, along with a double bend at the elbow, allowing for a perfect bend at the arm, especially when you want to reach over and grab for your beam saber. Arm can also rotate in the socket all the way around freely. Ball socket here inside of the waist joint here, allowing for a slight arching crunch, but it exposes a bit of the back of the body cap there. And there is no side-to-side movement at all. It's a solid break. Front skirt can then move up, along with the side skirts, allowing for the leg to then bend outwards, like so. Back skirt, though, is solid and will not move at all, so backwards kicks are quite impossible with this build. You can then get a double bend at the leg here for that far of a bend, so it can't really kneel per se. I mean, you can fake it. Then there's the feet, which have a nice bend down and up, and a slight pivot on each way, so allowing for a pretty decent sidewards out split for it to stand pretty much naturally. Also, the backpack has a slight articulation here, which allows it to move slightly upwards and a little bit front to back, kind of giving it that thruster function. And yeah, that's your basic articulation for the Gundam Mk-II.
Now, before we get on to price, let's do my favorite part of these reviews, the size comparison time. Here it is, next to the old high-grade Zaku 2, the high-grade Yakushiki, and the one, the only, the O in high-grade form, which is honestly not your average size kit, so, Now, the price of a kit will either make it or break it, and for this one in particular, the high-grade 1/144th scale Gundam Mk-II is worth $19.99 or $20 at retail price, which I think is fair, given with everything that it comes with, along with the color accuracy. However, the backpack, mind you, is a bit of a hard sell, especially for those who want to do customization down the line, or with the whole stickers thing. But honestly, I've seen lots of kits before, and they have had far more egregious stickers than what this one comes with. Painting may be required, though, for those that wanted to be fully animation accurate, if you care at all. With all that being said, how would I scale it? Well, I decided to go with a 10-point scale system, with the scale being with 10 being an absolute treasure and 1 being total garbage. For this kit that I have now reviewed, the first one ever, I will set this as the standard, being a 7 out of 10. A simple kit with all the bells and whistles that an up-and-coming Gunpla builder would like. A fun build with a little bit of challenge, with sadly only it being brought down by the backpack with its strange hook and hole attachment parts. It really should have been a 3 millimeter peg to hole, honestly. Still has plenty of accessories and posability to go around, though. Thanks for watching this video. If the review was helpful for you, leave a like down below. And don't forget to hit that big red button while you're there in order to follow along with my Gunpla reviews and Gunpla customization experiments. While you're down there, I've also left some links in the description for my Instagram, along with a Great to Be Geek link. So that way you can check out the Gunpla that I've built and, take them off my hands. It'll help support the channel and help me get some new kits in order to restock and do some new reviews. Check out all the nerdy items and collectibles they have for sale as well. And with that being said, take care and hope to see you later. Adios!